All right, shalom, brethren. We're gonna start over. It looks like everything seems to be working. It looks like we're having issues. So if we have a class this week and it's only like 2 minutes long on YouTube, it's because I'm just gonna keep teaching. And if the camera turns off, it turns off. But once again, for the children of Israel, we're going to face the east and give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Ruach HaKodesh. We're going to get right into it. This is 1 Timothy chapter 6, starting from the top.
1 Timothy chapter 6 and 1. Let as many servants as are under the yoke count their own masters worthy of all honor, that the name of Yahweh and his doctrine be not blasphemed.
Keep reading.
And they that have
believing masters.
Believing masters, let them not despise them because they are brethren, but rather do them service because they are faithful and beloved, partakers of the benefit. These things teach and exhort.
So it's saying, let as many servants as are under the yoke of their own masters worthy of all honor. Count their own masters worthy of all honor. So that right there, you're going to submit to an elder that's teaching the truth. It says, they that having believing masters. That's why I start every class off giving double honors to the people that taught me, that have been teaching the same thing for the last 30 plus years. And what it comes down to is the things they were saying 30 years ago are happening now. And so people are like, don't got nothing to say about that, but you were blasting us for I've been out here for 10 years. I've been getting blasted for 10 years. Now this stuff's starting to happen. Now these prophecies are starting to be fulfilled. Now it is Jeremiah 1:7 and 30, where it's Jacob's trouble. So when you're over policing the black neighborhoods and you're deporting all brown people, that's Jacob's trouble. It's coming in now. Give me verse 3.
If any man teach otherwise and consent not to wholesome words, even the words of our Lord Yahweh Shai, and to the doctrine which is according to godliness.
So, if any man teach otherwise and consent not to the wholesome words. So, wait, is it working?
Yeah, it's working.
All right, give me Romans chapter 16, and I want you to give me 17 and 18.
Romans chapter 16.
Yeah, 17 and 18. And I'm going to read 3 again. If any man teach otherwise and consent not to wholesome words, even the words of Yahweh Shai HaMashiach, and to the doctrine which is according to godliness, give me Romans 16, 17, and 18.
Romans 16 and 17. Now I beseech you, brethren, mark them which cause divisions and offenses, contrary to the doctrine which ye have learned, and avoid them.
Keep reading.
For they that are such serve not our Lord Yahweh Shai, but their own belly, and by good words and fair speeches deceive the hearts of the simple.
So by good words and fair speeches, what does it say? They deceive the hearts of the simple. Let me go there real quick. Romans. And it says, mark them which cause division. So those people that come and teach doctrine that contradicts what we're teaching. See, the problem that people have with us being out here is we're going to read this word for word, and if there's a word that seems out of place, we're going to look that word up to make sure we have the correct definition. That's all there is to it. So I beseech you, brother. What's that?
That's why I come to learn from you, because you teach the truth. There's no BS about you. It's just straight Bible doctrine. It's not this, that, or the other. It's straight Bible doctrine.
It has to be. It has to be directly from the scriptures. Because if you're giving off your own vain imagination, that's not backed by doctrine other than you're deceiving many. So let's go ahead and read it again. I mark them which cause divisions and offenses contrary to the doctrine, to the scriptures. When people are teaching you the Bible, but it doesn't line up with what the Bible's actually saying, it says to avoid them. For they serve not Yahweh Shai HaMashiach, but their own bellies. In other words, there's a narrative. And behind the scenes, they're asking for donations. It literally comes down to money. I don't need anybody's money. Even when I was homeless, 10 years ago? When I first got into the truth, I was homeless. I never asked for a penny from anyone, but everything I got is from Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai. Every single thing I've got. And it tells you, we'll get into it. Go ahead and go back to 1 Timothy. I'm going to read 18. For they that are such serve not Yahweh Shai Mashiach with their own bellies, and by good words. What do they talk when they tell you about Christian churches? What do they call it? They say it's a feel-good message. So by good words and fair speeches, deceive the hearts of the simple. Lie in the minds of the people that don't know the truth. So to deceive is to lie. The heart is your mind. So they're lying to you right in your face, and the simple are the people that haven't learned yet. Or they just refuse or reject doctrine. They like the feel-good message. So go back to Romans. Yeah, and I'm gonna get one more though. I'm gonna get one more because we keep bringing money into this, so I gotta bring out Titus real quick. Titus chapter 1, starting at verse 10. It says, "For there are many unruly and vain talkers and deceivers, especially they of the circumcision." So our own people are the worst ones. They'd be the first ones to take her. That's why we don't even want to live in our own hoods anymore. You get taken out in your own hood. Now you go to somebody else's hood, they're going to yell at you and point the finger. But our hood, man, we show up in the hood. You'll understand. There are many unruly and vain talkers and liars, especially they of our own people. That's the circumcision, whose mouths must be stopped, who subvert whole houses, teaching things which they ought not, for filthy lucre's sake. Lucre is dirty money, filthy money. So they're teaching things which they ought not. So it says that their mouths must be stopped. They subvert whole houses. What does it mean to subvert a whole house? It means to destroy. So they're destroying your whole house by teaching you false doctrine, and you're all jazzed up about it. And what do? You run home and you tell your whole family what you learned. Now they're all in the same boat. That's why in Mark, give me Mark 4 and 15 real quick. That's why it tells you in Mark 4 and 15, Satan cometh immediately. So when the word is sown in your heart, there's this feel-good message guy that's going to destroy your whole house. That's why the one guy comes with the bullhorn. He screams Jesus, but you've never seen him open up the Bible and bring out a sincere class. Because there's no sincerity, there's no truth, there's no light in him. But go ahead and give me Mark 4 and 15.
Do you want me to start at 14?
4 and 15.
Yeah, 4 and 15. Do you want me to start at 14?
No. Give me 4 and 15.
Okay. Mark 4 and 15. And these are they by the wayside, where the word is sown. But when they have heard, Satan cometh immediately, and taketh away the word that was sown in their hearts.
So that's the point right there. The feel-good message is literally a satanic message. It's an antichrist message, because it's telling you, don't worry about it. Everything's going to be okay. It's not really like that. It says if you don't follow the instructions, that curses are going to fall upon you. And it even tells you that the people that these instructions pertain to, that you're going to be able to know who they are. And these curses shall be upon you for a sign. What's the sign? So everybody knows who you are. Whether it be financial problems or just regular problems in life. So let's go back over to 1 Timothy chapter 6 and pick up where we left off. Read 4 and 5.
4 and 5?
Yeah.
1 Timothy chapter 6,
Read 3, 4, and 5 together.
1 Timothy chapter 6 and 3. If any man teach otherwise and constant not to the wholesome words, even the words of our Lord Yahushua, and to the doctrine which is according to godliness.
Keep going.
He is proud, knowing nothing, but doting about questions and strifes of words, whereof cometh envy, strife, railings, evil surmisings.
Keep going.
Perverse, disputing of men and corrupt minds, and destitute of the truth, supposing that gain is godliness. From such withdraw thyself.
A person that is proud, a person that really they don't know anything, but they're proud of themselves because they really think that they have that edge on everybody. We all know somebody like that. Doting about questions and strifes of the word. I know that's like when you say something, like you'll be talking. I don't want to keep bringing you Christians into it because some of you guys are going to be sincere and come back to the truth. But we'll say something like John 3 and 16. We'll tell you the word world means cosmos. And when you go into the word cosmos, it has nothing to do with earth. It has to do with just the Israelites. So, and then it's like, well, what about this? Then you immediately switch the narrative and ask a different question and have a different stripe on something else. So every time we cut you, you start jumping around like a crazy person. That's what it means, doting about with questions and stripes. You're just like all over the place with it and refuse to just stand strong and listen to the truth. I mean, it tells you that, yeah, only Israel's going to be saved. John 3 and 16 is only talking about Israel. When you go into the kingdom, it tells you that Israel's a speckled bird. So by default, it's going to look like all nations got saved. But really, they're all going to have that one thing in common. I keep telling you guys, everybody might look like the other nations and look like other people, but they're all going to be directly related to Jacob. That's going to be the difference between this nation of people that look like all other nations and all other nations. And they're the only ones that are going to come back to this truth. Everybody else is going to definitely have an excuse or something to say or go back to Mark. Give me 4 and read 16 through 18. Because this is exactly how all the people act as soon as they hear the truth. In fact, let me go there too.
16 through 18?
Yep, read Mark 4 and 16 through 18.
Mark 4 and 16! And these are they likewise, which are sown on stony ground, who when they have heard the word immediately receive it with gladness.
Okay,
17, and have no root in themselves, and so endure, but for a time afterward, when affliction or persecution ariseth for the word's sake, immediately they are offended.
So, wait, right there. When they'll endure for a time, afterwards, when affliction or persecution arise for the word's sake, immediately they are offended. So you're going to be doting with stripes going back and forth, but you think that you're in the truth until somebody brings out the truth, and then you're offended. So let's read 18 and 19 together.
Mark 4 and 18. And these are they which are sown among thorns, such as hear the word. 19. And the cares of this world,
The deceitfulness
of riches, and the lusts of other things, entering and choke the word, and it become unfruitful.
So the lies that it takes to get these riches, and what are those called? Unknown. I forget how it's written. Unknown riches. But anyway, so listen to what it says though. The deceitfulness of riches, because most people lie to you about money. Like, look at all of our famous movie stars. What's a couch call, everybody? What is a couch? What do these guys have to do to be famous? I don't know if I want that kind of money. In fact, I'm positive I got 5 kids. I don't want that kind of money. I'd rather struggle. I'd rather struggle because it tells you that the Most High is going to provide everything for you anyway. Like the birds of the air, the beasts of the field. Where's their house? Where's their Circle K at? They eat every day. Some of them are extra fat, honestly. Extra fat. They eating good out here. In the desert, where there's supposed to be no water or food. Just saying. So, these people, what it means to be sown among thorns is their lifestyle, their habits, the way they live is the thorns, because they want to keep that lifestyle. That's why it tells you the deceitfulness of riches, the lust of other things entering in, choke the word and becometh unfruitful. So in other words, their everyday life is choking the word out. That's it. That's your everyday life that takes the word away. Let's keep going. Let's go back over to yeah, and I'm gonna go to James real quick. I got another precept. I keep going. I keep just having precepts pop in my head, but I have some other precepts that I will save for the class. So let's get those too. James chapter 3, and so give me 4 and 5 again.
4 and 5 again. 1 Timothy 6 and 4. He is proud, knowing nothing, but doting about questions and strifes of words, whereof cometh envy, strife, railings, evil surmisings. Verse 5. Preserve disputings of men of corrupt minds.
It's perverse disputes. Men of corrupt minds, is that it?
Perverse disputings of men corrupt minds and destitute of the truth, supposing that gain is godliness. From such withdraw thyself.
So here's a precept for that. For supposing gain is godliness, from such withdraw thyself. But everything about it, building up to that gain being godliness, it says, James chapter 3 and 14. But if you have bitter envying and strife in your heart represents your mind, glory not, and lie not against the truth. So don't be a liar against this truth. We come out here every week, and all we do is read the Bible. We're reading it word for word. That's what really messes with people. That's what really tears you up inside, is when it comes out word for word. Verse 15. This wisdom descendeth not from above, but is earth-central, devilish. So that bitter strife and all that going back and forth and just not being able to conform to what's being taught. A lot of you like to come out here and become Bible scholars immediately. I've read this book. I know how to speak Hebrew, but if I spoke Hebrew to you, what are you going to do? Now I have to say everything all over again in English anyway, because it says, when thou speak in tongues, if you're going to speak in tongues, then you have to translate it. So why? So we can all rejoice in the word of Yahweh. So when someone's going, that shit's a lie. You can't translate that because those aren't words. Those aren't from any language. It tells you when you speak a foreign language, you're supposed to translate it. But see, they'll never read down in the Bible. This is how you know it's a feel-good message for filthy lucre's sake. You're doing it for dirty money, or you would tell them the whole truth. Let's go over to wisdom descendeth not from above, but is earthly, sensual, devilish. Verse 16. For where envying and strife is, there is confusion and every evil work. So the person that is proud is really just into every evil work. Go back. Are you at 10 still?
In verse 15.
All right, read verse. Let's go to Titus. Go to Titus really quick. I got a lot of precepts here. We're going to just bring out some notes today, because I put so many precepts in this class I didn't even realize it. So let's get it. Titus chapter 3.
Chapter 3. Okay, I was going to say.
And 9.
And 9. Titus 3 and 9. Well, avoid foolish questions and
Genealogies.
Contentions and strivings about the law, for they are unprofitable and vain.
And I already told you about that, going back and forth, always having something else to say. Just conform to the elders that were obviously have a spirit on them from the Most High to come out here and do this. This isn't easy work. Philippians chapter 3. This is the solution for envy and strife and evil surmises. So let's go to the book of Philippians.
Chapter 3.
Yeah. Chapter 7, verse 3. I'm sorry, 3 and 7? Or 2 and 3? Maybe it's 2 and 3. Hopefully. Yep. Get it.
Philippians chapter 2 and 3. Let nothing be done through strife or
Vainglory.
but in lowness of mind, let each esteem other better than themselves.
So what does it mean to esteem someone better than yourself? It means to uplift your brother. Don't worry, Edomite, we're not talking to you. That's what the real Edomites look like right there. Did you see that? That's called forbearing the truth. She rejected God's word immediately. Doesn't even know what we're talking about. Straight rejection.
Covered her ears.
She don't want to hear that. Don't want to hear that. Let nothing be done through strife or vainglory, but in lowliness of mind, let each esteem other better than themselves. So you come out here and reject the word. What did David say? I hate them, Father, with a perfect hatred that hate you. So does the Most High hate? Because I think he does. I can get it. Ecclesiasticus, is it chapter 15 or is it chapter 6? Let's get it real quick.
Bring it out.
Yeah, let's bring it out. What is it? For God hates sinners. That was pretty easy. Go to I'll just get it. I'll get it.
Ecclesiastes.
No, Sirach. Just Sirach.
Sirach 12 and 6. For the Most High hateth sinners.
What does the Most High hate? Let's read that
Sinners.
again. The Most High hated sinners. I thought God is all love. That's another one of them feel-good messages. That's a feel-good message. That's a lie.
And will repay vengeance unto the ungodly, and keepeth them against the mighty day of their punishment.
So, God hates sinners. So if you reject him, he hates you. Straight up. Not my words, but it says, the Most High, that's Yahweh, hateth sinners, and will repay vengeance unto the ungodly. That's dangerous. That's a dangerous game to play with this book. I mean, people say, oh, that's not real. Well, it's real to me, I'll tell you what, because I've had a lot of curses happen to me in my life, and I've had a lot of blessings that are you can't decide one day that you wake up and, oh, that blessing wasn't from God. You're going to be like, man, that had to be from a divine source of outside of our realm somehow for that to even happen. And everybody has it in their life. Everybody's had the Most High step in and do something for them. So it's not just one person or one event. It's all of us. But anyway, he hates sinners. So at this point, the only reason why he hasn't taken us out is grace. We have a grace period. So the reason why they haven't turned off your fucking electricity bill, or your electricity, because you have a grace period to pay the electricity. And at the end of that grace period, if you don't pay, they're going to shut you off. So if you, at the end of the grace period, don't come back to this truth, Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai is going to cut you off. So the only reason, so we're all, in a way, since we can't keep his laws, we're all up for curses. We're all up for the curse. Everybody's doomed at this point. That's why it says, Matthew 24 and 13, he that endure until the end, that same shall be saved. So really, we got to go through it. That's all there is to it. You got to go through it to get to the end.
Keep moving forward. Keep the faith strong. Don't stop. You're rejecting what God is giving you. Yahweh Shai is giving you.
Let's go back over to
First Timothy.
Yeah, First Timothy. I was gonna go back to Philippians actually.
Okay.
Go back to Philippians and read 3 again.
Philippians 2 and 3. Let nothing be done through strife or vainglory, but in lowliness of mind, let each esteem other better than themselves.
That's beautiful. So you want to humble yourself to bring out this word, and you want to uplift. That's what exhort means, to encourage. When you go into Leviticus, I think it's 17 and 19. Get that real quick.
Leviticus 17 and 19.
Yeah.
Chapter 7.
Chapter 17, verse 19. It might be the opposite. Yeah, it's opposite. 19 and 17. There it is. Leviticus 19 and 17. Leviticus is the very second chapter of the Bible. Leviticus. Levitical laws. First 5 books. You gotta learn that. Okay. 19 and 17.
Leviticus
19.
I was double check. Leviticus.
Before he reads it, it said, esteem another brother above yourself. So, give me this.
Leviticus 19 and 17. Thou shalt not hate thy brother in thine heart.
So you should not hate your brother in your mind. Keep going.
Thou shalt in any wise rebuke thy neighbor, and not suffer sin upon him.
This is how you encourage and esteem somebody. You make sure that we're all on the same mindset. If you see your brother going off or he's stumbling, grab him real quick. Pull him back into the road. Make sure he's not going to get hit by iniquity.
You want me to read 18?
Yes.
18. Thou shalt not avenge nor bear any grudge against the children of thy people, but thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself. I am the Lord.
So esteem your brothers above yourself. And so that means that you're always going to be there. You're your brother's keeper. Oh, I'm not my brother's keeper. Well, yeah, actually you are. You got to help your brothers out when they're down. And your brothers have got to help you out when you're down. That's why it says when we were in, it actually tells you when we were in Sirach, I forgot where it was at. Ecclesiasticus chapter 12. Watch this. I'm going to go to the whole chapter real quick because it tells you who to help too. It says, do what, this is going back over to Ecclesiasticus chapter 6 and verse 5. Do well unto him that is lowly, but give not to the ungodly. Hold back thy bread and give not to him, lest he overmaster thee thereby. For else thou shalt receive twice as much evil for all the good thou shalt have done unto him. We're not even supposed to deal with sinners. You see that? We're not supposed to be dealing with sinners. We're supposed to be giving to our brothers that are in the truth with us, that are down on their luck. We're all sinners, though. We all know I can't keep all the laws. If I could keep all the laws, I should be up in the kingdom already. Shouldn't we all? I mean, you can't keep all the laws. I can prove that because if there was a gay person walking down the street, according to the law, we're supposed to put him to death, bury him under a pile of rocks, name it. Everybody's getting a life sentence for that. Okay? That's all there is to it. And so on and so forth. There's other things also in the law that we don't do at this time, but when Yahushua returns, the law has never been done away with. And if it has, that doesn't make sense because it tells you that to be Christ-like. And then you ask, well, what was Christ-like? Well, he never broke any laws. In fact, he kept all the laws to prove that it was possible. He came as a man. No, he came as an angel. But it says in the scriptures that he wasn't born from the angels or he wouldn't be a man. So how is that possible? Let's go back to
could I get what's the chapter and verse that says I don't change?
I change not. Let me see. It is. Malachi 3 and 6.
Malachi 3 and 6.
Here. Read it. Yeah. Malachi 3 and 6.
Malachi 3 and 6. For I am the Lord, I change not. Therefore, ye sons of Jacob, are not consumed.
So he doesn't change. So the laws can't be done away with. He literally just said, I change not.
Not a dot nor a tittle.
Not a jot nor tittle shall any wise pass before the law. It's never going to be done away with. That's why I keep telling you guys, grace period, that's just the time to get your mind right. And what do I always tell you? Every single week, you have to keep the laws to the best of your ability, according to your knowledge, applying what you learned to your everyday life, the things that you know you can do. That's simple. It's not like you're supposed to be out here trying to be mystical. There's nothing mystical about this book. It's a book of instructions. The people that try to make it mystical is because they don't want you to know that this is just a book with the instructions that the Israelites were supposed to keep. And by default, yes, the blacks, the Hispanics, and the Native Americans. And when you go to the chart, you got to understand that these islanders and all these people are the ones that were scattered to the four corners of the earth during the transatlantic slave trade, starting from when they sailed the Ocean Blue in 1492 all the way to 1865, when the sheriff put right on the back of their cars, keeping the peace since 1865. And you know what that's from? Because in 1863, when slavery was really supposed to be abolished, Texas, New Mexico, Arizona, they had to get 2 more crops. 2 full crops out of the people, so they kept for an extra 2 years. In that extra 2 years of slavery, even though it was abolished, they were setting up black codes. So in 1864, they had set up black codes. 1865, they were ready to enforce black codes. So you ever be pulled over by a cop and goes, hey, where are you going? Where are you coming from? That is directly out of the Black Codes book. So what they did was get everything set up to put us back into incarceration and then set us completely free. And what do? You're not allowed to be out after the sun goes down, right? So you're walking down the street. Where are you going? Oh, officer, I'm going home, massa. I'm going home. I just came from work. Okay, well, if they decide that's not good enough, they can still beat the brakes off you and still take you to jail, and you're still guilty of whatever it is that they say.
COVID was going on, and they had that curfew law. I was working. I was on my way down to check out one of the properties that I started. God pulled me over. What are you doing out after curfew? I'm like, I'm a grown man. It's the United States. You cannot tell me I have a curfew. Where I'm going is none of your damn business.
It's an ordinance. You're right. It's not a law. Can't really tell people that in this country at this time, but be a black person and say that same, whether you're an Israelite or not, if you're an Israelite that has a lighter hue or white skin, they're not gonna fuck with you the way they do us. I'll tell you right now. You be a black person, every black person I know has had a cop come and say, where are you going? Where are you coming from? Straight black codes. That's the Jim Crow laws, pretty much. It all works together. But that's getting off the subject now. So let's go back over to where we were at in 1 Timothy chapter 6 and get me verse 6. 1 Timothy chapter 6. Just give me 6 though.
1 Timothy 6 and 6. But godliness with contentment is great gain.
So, if you are content, it means you're satisfied. It means that you're satisfied with what the Most High has given you. So, to be in this truth with contentment means that you're satisfied to be in the truth with what He has shared with you. Now, I need more. That's greed. That's just called greed. I mean, now if it's talking about just learning the more truth, well, that's exhortation. You're encouraged to learn. But if you're needing more of this worldliness, no, not at all. So to be content means to be satisfied. So let's get a couple more precepts. Hebrews chapter 13.
Verse
5.
Hebrews 13:5. Let your conversation be without covetousness, and be content with such things as ye have.
So be content with such things as ye have. Keep reading.
For he hath said, I will never leave thee, nor forsake thee.
So what are you worried about the things you have for? He said he's not going to leave you. He's not going to forsake you. So these worldly things, they're really meaningless, but they're nothing to really be how'd you say it, worried about. And let's get something real quick. What does it mean to be covetous? Let's look that up real quick.
It's to want what somebody else has.
Right. But it means more than that in the biblical definition. That's why I like looking it all up. Here we go. Here we go. I'm still learning how to use this one. What is the biblical definition of covetousness? It says, an ungodly and unsustainable desire for what belongs to another person, seen as idolatry because it places worldly gain above Yahweh and can lead to other sins like theft, adultery, and murder. So when you say covetous in the scriptures, it kind of has like a powerful meaning to it. It doesn't kind of, it has a powerful meaning. What in the... Where's the rest of my... Oh my gosh. Where'd all my... They shut down all my books. Oh, this is stupid. No, I'm not. 1 Timothy chapter 6, KJV authorized. Jeez. Like I said, I'm just learning how to use this tablet. I've never brought it out here before. I got another precept. Read 6. But what we were talking about is, but godliness is with contentment is great gain. Let's go to Proverbs.
Proverbs
Chapter.
Is Proverbs in the New Testament?
Old Testament. Proverbs chapter 16.
Verse.
Proverbs chapter 16, verse 8.
Proverbs 16:8. Better is a little. Wait.
Better is a little with righteousness.
Better is a little with righteousness than great revenues without right.
So, to be content with what you have, it's better to have a little, but be in this 100% truth than to have everything and always have a problem. Let's go to back over to Timothy finally. Yeah, like I said, this is turning into the class notes. 1 Timothy chapter 6. Picking up where you left off. Read 7 through 10.
1 Timothy 6 and 7. For we brought nothing into this world, and it is certain we can carry nothing out. Verse 8. And having food and raiment, let us be therewith content.
So,
But
keep going.
But they that will be rich fall into temptation and a snare, and into many foolish and hurtful lusts, which drown men in destruction and perdition.
So, keep reading one more.
For the love of money is the root of all evil, which while some coveted after they have
Erred.
erred from the faith and pierce themselves through with many sorrows.
So, for we brought nothing into this world, and we can't take nothing out. So there's really nothing in this world that you should covet to the point where it's more important than life itself. Let's keep going. We have food and raiment. Let us be therewith content. Be satisfied that you get to eat. Because I can tell you there's some people out there looking like they're starving to death. People starve to death on this earth when it's more abundant with food than anything. In fact, our oppressors, they'll take food and burn it, throw it away, destroy it, just to make sure we don't get it. Oh, well, there could have been a contamination. You never know with contamination. So that goes into Daniel 8:25. And then he says peace and then sudden destruction. This could be contaminated. But in the name of peace, we need to destroy it all. Every time. So,
what was that one? What was that episode of Bart being smart and the girl said with peace comes destruction or something?
I don't remember. I don't remember that one. And The Simpsons, I don't remember.
Simpsons, when Bart becomes smart because of the test thing.
Well, yeah, but I don't remember. So, having food and raiment, let us be therewith content. But they that will be rich, when you have a bunch of money, what happens? You fall into temptations and a snare, into many foolish and hurtful lusts, which drown men in destruction and perdition. So, if you, let me get verse 10 again. For the love of money is the root of all evil. So you fall into a situation where all you're doing is, what do they call it? Chasing the bag. You know, I could never do that. I just never really cared about chasing the bag. And that's everybody needs to get paid and they need to pay their bills. When I was young, I thought, well, just as long as I work, the money will be there. What I didn't realize is they were paying everybody else 3 times as much as me, and I was doing more work than them. But I was still content having my food and raiment. But I wasn't falling into the temptations of trying to be rich because all I saw was much sorrow. So let's read 10 again. For the love of money is the root of all evil, which while some coveted after, in other words, they really needed it, have erred from the faith. So they have no longer faith in God because you believe that the money that you have is going to be able to protect you from everything. That's not true. Money doesn't protect you. Money buys you stuff. Yahweh protects you. There's only one person that can get you in or out of trouble. I read this all the time. Deuteronomy 32 and 39. Get it. Get that, yeah. Get that because he's our protector. The money cannot protect you. Money is not going to protect you. Money can buy you cool stuff. You can even get a bulletproof vest, bulletproof hat, bulletproof windows. But then they shoot you in the kneecap. You didn't have bulletproof. You didn't have bulletproof knee pads on that day. So money can only buy you stuff. That's all it can do. It has a power, and then money does have its purpose. So it's not about money being wicked. It's the love of money that's wicked.
Deuteronomy chapter
32.
32.
And get me verse 39.
32 and 39.
Because like I keep saying, I just keep repeating myself, so I'm waiting for him to get the verse. But money can't save you.
Deuteronomy 32 and 39. See now that I, even I am he, and there is no God with me. I kill, and I make alive. I wound, and I heal. Neither is there any that can deliver out of my hand.
That is your only salvation. That's the only way you can be saved. I kill, I make alive. I wound, I heal. Yahweh, he's your only protection. Because you got to remember, you make him angry enough, he can take you out. I mean, he took Moses out and Aaron. And didn't they lead all the children of Israel out of Egypt? But didn't he tell them to go to the top of Mount Sinai and look into the promised land and tell them, you're not going? Didn't he tell Aaron to take off the garment? You're going to die right now? You're going to die right here. And he did. He took off his garments and he dropped dead. Those 2 guys didn't make it. So he kills. He makes life. He wounds. He heals. There is no God with him.
I think I just saw a chariot and it disappeared. It was over there. I saw it.
Huh.
It was white, right, and then it disappeared.
Well, that's cool. So let's go back to this. For the love of money is the root of all evil, which which some have coveted after. So once you start making money more important than the Most High, you've got a problem. Verse 11, go back to 1 Timothy chapter 6 and verse 11.
Okay.
This is where, now it's going to shift right here.
1 Timothy 6 and 11. But thou, O man of Yahweh, flee these things and follow after righteousness, godliness, faith, love, patience, meekness.
So, what was that? 11.
That was 1 Timothy 6.
Read 12. So wait, I'll break down 11 real quick. O man of Yahweh, flee these things. What are you trying to flee? The love of money. You're trying to flee coveting after money. You're trying to flee perverse disputings, men of corrupt minds, people that are destitute of the truth, people that think that gain is godliness. These are the things that it's telling you to flee from, okay? So, but O man of Yahweh, people of the faith, flee these things and follow after righteousness, godliness, faith, love, patience, meekness. A lot of people get the word meek mixed up too. The word meek, now, Moses was the most meek of all men. So what does that mean? Because Moses chopped the dude's head off. So it can't mean he's soft like they try to say in the definition. What meek actually means is having the power to produce your cause, but relying 100% on Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shah. In other words, relying on the Most High in the name of His Son. That's real meekness, because you could be the baddest dude on earth, but you're doing it and saying this is from my own power. But to take that same power and humble yourself and let the Most High deal with the situation. That's what it means to be meek. Because you know I could beat you up right now. Well, but I choose to put my hands down and let the Most High fight my fight for me. Doesn't He tell us that the weapons of our war are spiritual, not carnal? So read verse 12.
Verse 12 again?
Yes.
1 Timothy 6 and 12. Fight the good fight of faith. Lay hold of eternal life, whereunto thou art also called and hast professed a good profession before many witnesses.
Okay, so fight the good fight of faith. That goes right back into meekness. Because you know how hard it is to always have people pressing you and just not whoop their ass. It's hard. And people are, and you push people to their limit with that too. People get pushed to their limit. So to actually be able to stand your ground shows that you're stronger and smarter than you actually feel at the time when you're actually in that fight, when you're fighting the good fight of faith. And I got a precept for that too. Sirach. Then we're going back to Sirach. I'm just going to read it real quick on this one.
Ecclesiasticus and Sirach are the same thing.
Yep. I'm going to read this one really quick through it because I bring this out every single weekend. So if you don't know these scriptures by now, you probably never heard me teach. So Sirach chapter 2. Now it said, fight the good fight of faith. So what is the good fight of faith? Now let's start from the top. My son, if thou come to serve Yahweh, prepare thy soul for temptation. Set thy heart aright. Constantly endure. Make not haste in time of trouble. This is how you fight the good fight of faith. It's already showing you that you need to leave everything in the hands of the Most High. Cleave unto Him. Depart not away, that thou mayest be increased at thy last end. It means when you say haste not in time of trouble, it means to not try and run out. I can take care of this myself. I got to do something right now. What you got to do is pray. Prayer and fasting are the best ways to get things done around here in this society. But most people never resort to that because they were never taught that. Let's keep going. Whatsoever is brought upon thee, take cheerfully and be patient when thou art changed to a low estate. So what does it mean to take it cheerfully? I tell you this every single week. It means to have That's where the faith comes in. That word cheerful, it means to have faith. Because if you have faith, it's not as bad as it could possibly be because you have hope and knowing that the Most High could possibly save you out of this. Remember, I kill, I make alive. I wound, I heal. He does it all. So to have that faith in him, you're taking it cheerfully. And being patient goes right back to verse 2. Make not haste in time of trouble. Have patience. These are the ways. Have patience. For gold is tried in the fire, and acceptable men in the furnace
May
of
God
adversity.
bless you.
So gold is tried in the fire, and acceptable men in the furnace of adversity. So having trials, tribulations, obstacles, that's what it's talking about. Believe in him, and he will help thee. Order thy way aright and trust in him. So how do you order your way aright? How do you believe in him? By following his instructions. You can't say, I believe in GPS, take a right turn at 100 feet, take a right turn in 50 feet, take a right turn in 25 feet, and then take a left and say, yeah, I believe in GPS. No, you're going to follow GPS to the T step by step because you are trying to get somewhere. You're trying to get from point A, where you're at right now, to point B, the place that you want to be, right? So you trust in GPS. So when you say you trust in the Most High, you have to be that same way. You got to bring that same energy. You got to bring that same energy that I'm going to follow his instructions to the T, and that's what's going to get me from where I'm at right now to the kingdom. It's that simple. It's that simple. So let's jump around some more. Let's go to 1 Peter 5 and 10. 1 Peter 5 and 10. See, this is what the church doesn't do. I've already brought out more scriptures than the church is going to bring out in the next year. In the next year, they ain't bringing out this much Bible. Probably never bring out this much Bible. 1 Peter 5 and 10.
I enjoy coming down here and learning the truth.
And it really is. That's all it is the truth. Because I can't make this stuff up. I literally have to read it.
And I want to say this while it's going on. Thank you for being my first teacher of the truth.
Well, you know, Khan.
Oh, yo, God bless you.
Hey, you have a really good afternoon, my brother.
All right, man. All right.
We're out here every Sunday, so if you get bored, come on back.
All right.
1 Peter 5 and 10. But the God of all grace, who hath called us unto his eternal glory by Christ Yahushua, after that ye have suffered a while, make you perfect, establish, strengthen, settle you.
Isn't that beautiful? After he after you have suffered for a while, that goes into gold is tried in the fire and acceptable men in the furnace of adversity. He's going to try your spirit, and either you're going to be rewarded for your great works and standing strong in this truth, or you're going to, what does it say? I kill, I make alive. I wound, I heal. So either you're going to stay wounded or he's going to heal you. But that becomes between you and the Most High, because he knows who his children are. He knows all of his children. So you might think you're one of his children and find out later on you're not. And you're never going to be. A lot of people out there, they get mad when they find that out. They get angry. So let's keep going. Let's jump around some more. Let's go back to Timothy. Yep. And start off at 12 and then read through 16.
Through 16, you said?
Yeah, I'll stop if I need to.
1 Timothy 6 and 12. Fight the good fight of faith. Lay hold on eternal life, whereunto thou art also called and hast professed a good profession before many witnesses. 13. I give thee charge in sight of Yahweh, who quickeneth all things, and before.
Yeah, to quickeneth means to put spirit. So he can put spirit in all things. Keep going.
And before Christ, Yahushua, who before
Pontius Pilate.
Pilate witnessed a good confession.
Keep reading.
14. Thou that keep his commandment
That thou keep this commandment.
that thou keep this commandment without spot, unbreakable, unto the appearing of our Lord Yahushua. 15. which is in times he shall shew who is the blessed and only
Potentate?
potentate?
Yeah, potentate. I don't know how to say it either. Potentate?
Only
Potentate? I don't know. I've been looking at that word all morning.
only potentate, the King of kings and Lord of lords,
Keep reading.
who only have immortality, dwelling in the light, which no man can approach unto, whom no man hath seen nor can see, to whom be honor and everlasting. Amen.
So, to whom be honor and power everlasting. Amen. So, yeah. So, read 17.
17.
Wait, I want to bring out one thing though, what he just read. I want to bring out in 14, it says, that thou keep this commandment without spot, okay? Unrebukable until the appearing of the Lord Yahushai HaMashiach. So the commandment is to witness a good confession, to teach the truth, literally, to teach the truth. You can't have a feel-good message and not have some kind of special narrative or something that you're trying to prove outside of the Bible. Get me verse 17.
1 Timothy 6 and 17. Charge them that are rich in this world, that they be not high-minded, nor trust in uncertain riches, but in the living God, who giveth us richly in all things to enjoy.
Charge them that are rich in this world, that they be not high-minded. Don't be proud of yourself because you got a bunch of money, because that's not getting you in the kingdom. Remember, I think it was in verse 7, you didn't bring anything into this world, you can't take anything out of it. So, don't be high-minded, and do not trust in uncertain riches. What are those uncertain riches that we're not supposed to trust in? Let's go back to the movie star. Because I've noticed that certain black stars, and not just black people, but a lot of the black stars, I mean, you got like Kyrie Irving, you got Nick Cannon, you got Kanye West, you got Kodak Black. All these guys have something in common. They professed to the world that they were Israelites. And then the Jewish community, to show us that they were lying, took all of their money. That just doesn't make sense to me.
Even Kendrick Lamar also
But that's an uncertain, Kendrick Lamar. I don't want to be black no more. I'm an Israelite. He said it in his song. Next thing you know, they got him wearing a crown of Jesus, telling everybody, I'm a Christian, I don't believe in that Israelite stuff. He had to say that, literally, or they were going to take him out too. So those are uncertain riches, because you signed on to the enemy. And you know how I know it's the enemy? How can you have any riches when your enemy's face is on the money? The enemy's face. If you're going to give me great riches, I need gold bars and silver bars, diamonds, minerals, land, water, cattle, livestock. That's great riches to me. I don't want your paper. I want gold bars. So those uncertain riches you get from your oppressor. Like in Titus 1 and 11, they subvert whole houses for filthy lucre's sake. Those are uncertain riches. And what is the Most High going to do at the end? He's taking all that. If you're doing that, he's taking that. So let's go to Psalm 52, uncertain riches. Let's talk, we're going into uncertain riches. So Psalm 52. And yes, Old Testament, way up there, right next to Proverbs, between Job and Proverbs, Psalm 52. But we had a few people show up too. 7.
7. Psalms 52:7. Lo, this is the man that made not God. His strength be trusted, but trusted in the abundance of his riches, and strengthened himself in his wickedness.
So this guy, Leo,
Leo?
yeah, Lo, Lo, this is the man that made not Yahweh his strength, but trusted in the riches. You know what, let me start from the top. Let me start from verse 2. Thy tongue deceiveth mischiefs, like a sharp razor working deceitfully. Thou lovest evil more than good, and lying rather than to speak righteousness. Salah. Thou lovest all devouring words, O thou deceitful tongue. See that? Yahweh shall likewise destroy thee forever. That's what I'm looking for. He's going to destroy thee forever. He shall take thee away and pluck thee out of thy dwelling place and root thee out of the land of the living. Salah. Now, verse 6, the righteous also shall see and fear and shall laugh at him. So what does it say? We're going to what is it? Mock at your calamities. So now verse 7 will make sense. Lo, because he's going to be destroyed forever, right? This is the man that made Yahweh not his strength. What did he do? He trusted in uncertain riches. How do I know? It says but trusted in the abundance of his riches. It's that simple. It's that simple. He trusted in his riches and strengthened himself in wickedness. How? Because you trust in money, you're definitely wicked. Money ain't going to save you. Money has never saved me. Money has never been, the only thing money's ever been able to do is keep my bills paid and shoes on my feet, shirt on my back, a roof over my head. But that's all money does. That's why you should love money. Deuteronomy. We already got that. Isaiah 33 and 15.
Isaiah 33 and 15.
That's the biggest idolatry.
33 and 15.
Well, really, money is a strength. It's a power, but people fall into the lust of, because I can have anything now, I got money. But really, you can't have anything you want. You can only pretend to have things.
That's just to do good with virtue and good with them. Like the guy that's 75-30 to the Carolinas,
and they didn't let him have the money. They took that money. They didn't let him. No, they want that place to be destroyed because there's lithium in the ground and gold. They found all kinds of precious shit, and they found oil there. Why do you think they're destroying the place? They destroy places because they have a narrative. Just like the Christians have the feel-good message, they destroy whole houses, right? But they have a narrative. Why are they taking out North Carolina? Because they found minerals in the ground. That's simple. They want the land, and they want it for free. So they destroy you, tell you you're not allowed to live there, and then they just take it. And then they sell it to the highest bidder of the corporations. But anyway, Isaiah chapter 33 and 15.
Isaiah 33 and 15. He that walketh righteously and speaketh uprightly, he that despiseth the gain of oppressions, that shaketh his hand from holding of bribes, that stoppeth his ears from hearing of blood, and shutteth his eyes from seeing evil.
Keep reading.
16. He shall dwell on high. His place of defense shall be the munitions of rocks. Bread shall be given him. His waters shall be sure.
And so a man that walks righteously and speaks uprightly, he's going to despise the gain of oppressions. So there's that uncertain money again. So your oppressor, the only way you're going to get gain is grievously. He's going to make you do things you don't want to. That's why, and then they want to have that power over you. That's what the whole couch call is in the entertainment industry. They want to have that power over. They want to have something on you from the jump so they can control you. It's all about control.
You know that one pastor? You remember that one video with that pastor didn't let anyone out?
Oh, he said, "You going to key into the offense plate today?" He pulled out a gun and shot through the roof. He did. I was like, damn, I ain't never going into church. That's scary. I mean,
It's like that feel good message. You know what Joel Osteen is?
yeah,
Give your life to God, you become rich. That's what he says.
yeah. Joel Osteen does actually have the epitome of feel-good message. He said, "Give your life to God, and you shall be rich." But Joel Osteen is the same guy when there was a hurricane and a flood. His church was on a hill, and he just had it cleaned, so no people could escape the hurricane or flood to go in to his place where you should already be rich, because according to him, if you love God, you'll be rich. So I guess none of his people love God. I don't know. But that guy, he is the epitome of feel-good message, because at the end of his message, he's not going to help you. He's going to refuse you.
Cannot help you now.
So he that walketh righteously, a person that walks righteously is a person that is keeping his nose in the book. He's following the instructions to the best of his ability, according to his knowledge. That's that person. So he's going to shut his eyes from seeing evil. In other words, he's not going to walk around closing his eyes every time he goes. He's not going to indulge. He's not going to entertain evil. He's going to avoid evil. In other words, don't put yourself in a situation where you know that the Most High doesn't want you to be, because the Most High ain't going to put you there. We still going?
Yeah, we're still going.
All right. Go back to Timothy. We're almost reading 18 and 19.
Timothy again?
1 Timothy, chapter 6, read 18 and 19. Yeah, we're almost done.
1 Timothy 6 and 18. That they do good, that they be rich. And
1 Timothy?
yeah, 1 Timothy 6 and 18, right?
No, Salakia, 18.
Yeah, I'll read it.
18, you're right. Salakia. Go ahead, read 18.
1 Timothy 6 and 18. That they do good, that they be rich in good works, ready to distribute, willing to communicate,
Keep reading.
laying up in the store up for themselves a good foundation against the time to come, that they may lay hold on eternal life.
So I'm going to start at 17. Charge them that are rich in this world, that they be not high-minded, nor trust in uncertain riches. Okay, those are righteous people. So you're allowed to be rich. It shows you that you can have a bunch of money, but don't be proud and high-minded. No, and trust not in uncertain riches, but in the living Yahweh. Trust in the Most High, who giveth us richly all things to enjoy, that they do good, that they be rich in good works, ready to distribute, willing to communicate. So if you're rich, that's close. They're flying like right above us. We got military helicopters barely clearing the tops of buildings right now. They're right over here now. But anyway, they that be rich in good works. So you can have a lot of money, but you're not really rich in the eyes of Yahweh unless you're rich in good works. So you understand that? You even if you're a millionaire, you shouldn't be so proud of yourself. You should be able to still come out to the corners, to the highways and the hedges, and preach to the wind. That's what we were contracted to do. That's what we were sent back for. Some of us. Others were sent back to wake up and learn the truth. Not everybody's going to be a teacher, so don't get me wrong. So they that do good, that they be rich in good works, ready to distribute. If you actually have physical riches, don't act like just because I taught you, that's all you need. Sometimes people need physical help too, not just hearing of the word. That's why it says ready to distribute, ready to definitely help your brothers in need. Physically, if you have to bring something sometimes. It's not going to kill you, but it's going to make you feel good, if anything. So let's get some precepts, though. Hebrews 13 and 16.
Hebrews 13 and 16. Hebrews 13 and 16. But to do good and to communicate, forget not, for with such sacrifices Yahweh is well pleased.
So it says to be a good person, to do good, and that becomes into like helping people physically and spiritually. Maybe somebody just needs to hear the truth. Because just because you're a rich man, it doesn't mean that you're not starving to hear some of the word of God. You might have all the money in the world and still be starving to death. You just don't understand the metaphor. So, where was that? That was Hebrews 13 and 16. So, do good and communicate, forget not. Don't forget to communicate, forget not. Okay? For with such sacrifices, Yahweh is well pleased. And that communicate, what does it mean? It means to teach. Don't forget to teach. Do good things, but don't forget to teach. So everybody thinks they're in this great position, but they're actually forgetting to teach. Well, let's move over a little bit. We're going to start right there. Keep going, keep going, keep going. Right there. Well, here we go again, guys. We're running from the sun.
Maybe we should start setting up over there on.
I wanted to, but I thought this whole block was blocked off at first. So that's why I'm parked all the way down there. All right. Let's jump around some more. Give me Matthew 5 and 16.
Matthew 5, 6. Let your light so shine before men, that they may see your good works and glorify your Father which is in heaven.
Perfect. Read one more, though. Read one more. Yeah, can't stop. There we go. Read one more.
Let your light so shine before men, that they may see your good works and glorify your Father which is in heaven.
No. Yeah. Keep reading. 17.
17. Think not that I am come to destroy the law or the prophets. I am not to come to destroy, but to fulfill.
That's beautiful. Let your light shine before men. How do you let your light shine? By following his instructions. Like there's going to be a glow about you when you're doing the works of Yahweh B'Hashem Yahweh Shai with joyfulness and gladness of heart for the abundance of all things. You're gonna see it. And also letting your light shine means to teach. Okay? So let your light shine before men that they may see your good works. What are my good works? Teaching. So that they may see your good works and glorify your Father which is in heaven. Think not that I've come to destroy the law or the prophets. I've not come to destroy, but to fulfill. For verily I say unto them, till heaven and earth pass, not one jot or one tittle shall shall in no wise pass from the law till all be fulfilled. So not one jot. It says the laws are never being done away with. Your good works are actually teaching. And what is teaching? Teaching instruction. What are the instructions? The instructions are the laws. Well, you said we can't keep all the laws. That doesn't mean you need to know them. And yeah, you can't keep all the laws at this time, but when they're brought back into play, you might want to not be one of the foolish virgins. You might want to know what the laws are. So We got a couple more. Let's back to 1 Timothy chapter 6. Is your feet all right?
Oh, my knees just hurt a little bit. Timothy 6 and 20.
Yep.
1 Timothy 6 and 20. O Timothy, keep that which is committed to thy trust, avoiding profane and vain babblings and oppositions of science, falsely so called.
That is beautiful. Vain babblings and oppositions of science, which falsely so called. Read one more.
Read one more.
Yep, last verse.
Which some professing have erred concerning the faith. Grace be with thee. Amen. The first to Timothy was written from Laodicea, which is the chiefest city of
I don't know. So anyway, Phrygia. No, it's not R. Anyway, so let's go back to it. O Timothy, keep that which is committed to thy trust, avoiding profane and vain babblings and oppositions of science. Let's go to the book of Colossians real quick.
Colossians
2 and 8.
Colossians 2 and 8.
Yes.
Old or new?
It's right in the New Testament. 2. Go down to verse 8.
Colossians 2 and 8. Beware lest any man spoil you, though through philosophy and vain deceit, after tradition of men, after rudiments of the world, and not after Christ.
So
Titus.
keep that. Stay right there. I'm gonna have to read that again. So read it again.
Beware lest any man spoil you through philosophy and vain deceit, after the tradition of men.
Right there. It says, avoid profane and vain babbling. In other words, avoid people that are teaching the ways of the world, calling it righteousness, calling it godliness. Let's move on. Let's go to Titus 1 and 14.
Titus 1 and 14, not giving heed to Jewish fables and commandments of men that turn from the truth.
Okay, so a Jewish fable, written word for word in the Bible, a Jewish fable is a Jewish lie. Do you know what a Jewish fable is? Christmas, Easter, Mother's Day, Father's Day, Halloween. Oh yeah, Halloween is made up by the Jewish people too. The knowers of the oath. And who are those? The Jesuits. Those are Jewish people. You can't get away from this stuff. So not giving heed to Jewish lies and the commandments of men that turn from the truth. So what happens when you celebrate all of these fake holidays that they made up for you? They did it to keep you from the truth. Yeah, it does say don't put a tree in your house. That's Jeremiah chapter 10, verses 1 through 5. It literally tells you, don't be like the heathens, for they are dismayed at the signs of the season. For one goes out into the forest with the work of his hands and an axe, and he cuts down a tree, and he takes the dead tree back to his house, where he, with 2 boards and a nail, holds it upright and decks it in silver and gold. And you know what? There's a song called Silver and Gold. Silver and gold. You know who wrote that song? A Jewish person. You don't believe me? Fucking look it up. All of your classic Christmas music is part of the Jewish fable. They wrote all the songs. And they make jokes about it. You're Santa Claus. Santa Claus is created by Coca-Cola. That's why he wears a red and white suit. Literally, look it up. Coca-Cola owns the rights to Santa Claus. Not even making this stuff. You can't even make this stuff up. You really just can't make it up anymore. People just have to wake up, not giving heed to Jewish fables and the commandments of men. What are the commandments of men? All of the worldly situations that you find yourself in, and they're announcing it on the news. They're selling stuff. It's like a merchandising thing now. Everybody's trying to make money off it. Those are the commandments of men.
Do you want me to read?
2 Timothy chapter 2, give me 16 through 19. And we're going to close out with this.
2 Timothy 2:16. But shun profane and vain babblings, for they will increase unto more ungodliness.
So, shun, stay away from, shut down. Or, let's look the word up. Let's look it up. What's the biblical definition to shun? Searching, bam, and it reads, deliberately avoiding or reconciling from evil. Deliberately avoiding evil, temptation, those who teach false doctrine to maintain spiritual holiness and purity. So, read that again. Shun vain babblings.
But shun profane and vain babblings, for they will increase unto more ungodliness.
Deliberately avoid evil, temptation, those who teach false doctrine to maintain spiritual holiness and purity. Look, shall I read mine? That's enough of that. Okay, so now we know what that means. So it means to avoid. So shun. Come down inside of me. Just come over here. We're good. We're good for right now. We only got like one or two verses left. 2 Timothy
2:17.
2:17.
And their word will eat as dog, taker of who is Heminus and Philippius,
Keep reading.
who concerning the truth have earned, saying the resurrection is past already and overthrown the faith of some. 19. Nevertheless, the foundation of Yahweh stands sure, having the seal. The Lord knoweth them that are his, and let everyone that nameth the name of Yahweh depart from iniquity.
That's why I wanted to close out with this. Right there. Nevertheless, the foundation of Yahweh standeth sure. We know we're teaching the right thing. Nobody can tell me I'm wrong. I've been down too long. Can't a motherfucker show me nothing. But that's the truth, though. You can't show us anything because I spent the last 10 years studying this.
I've been to seminary.
Cemetery school. The cemetery school. He said he went to cemetery. That's what I'm calling it, cemetery. It's the cemetery school because it puts you in death. That's why we call it cemetery school. Oh, wait. Let me put this right over here. Yeah, we're running out of... It gets hot out here in Arizona. Once the sun hits, it's over. So, where were we at? Nevertheless, the foundation of Yahweh standeth sure, having the seal. The Lord knoweth them that are his. I told you that earlier. He already knows who his children are, and he knows who the children that he has not chosen. So that's that. That's a dead issue. Where are we at? And let every this is the one this is my favorite verse. My favorite part of this verse. Let everyone that nameth the name of the Hamashiach. What is the name? Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai. Let those people depart from iniquity. So the ones that are calling the correct name are going to be the ones that depart from iniquity. Isn't that beautiful? And you know what? He says, I know who my children are because we're the only ones that are going to call him by his correct name also. And with that being said, I think we've exhausted 1 Timothy chapter 6. I hope you were able to get something out of this short message. If you have eyes to see, and ears to hear. Like I said, I hope you were able to get something out of the message. And we're going to face the east. I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Ruach and double honors to the elder apostles, the prophets, and the teachers bringing out this 100% truth. And to the elders at GMS, double honors for bringing out this 100% truth for the last 30 plus years. Shalom.